Hello everyone, this is Dimitri from Lotus Games, and welcome back to the 11th part of our devlog series, where we have already finished porting our game from Unity over to Godot, and we are just focusing now on new feature development and polishing the game so that we can hopefully publish it early Q1 next year. So, it's been a while since our last devlog, so we have a lot of stuff to show you already. We did both gameplay improvements and UI improvements. If you already noticed, we have a custom cursor here, which is working both on the white side and on the dark side. And now I'm just gonna show you the biggest gameplay improvement we have, which is gonna be the critical hit. And once the enemies come, you will see they have some stars. They are around the character, and if you hit it, it will deal extra damage. So it encourages the player to move around in order to find the best spot to hit the enemies from. And this already made the game much more fun while testing, and I think we can there have different critical hit ratios for different weapons. For example, the kunai can have a higher critical hit ratio than the dagger, or maybe we're gonna see how we're gonna balance it, but for sure it's gonna allow us to be more flexible with the stats and the gameplay experience. Now for the UI part, we revamped a bit the general UI with the size so that it's a little bit more slim, and we added here on the left and on the right side the icons for the reload times. So for example, here I'm just hitting with one that has a little cooldown, but if we go to the scythe, where is it? Here, this one has a very big cooldown, so you can see taking some time until you can recharge, and it also checks for the secondary ability of each weapon to be able to have a better estimation on when you can actually attack again. So now we are using two ways to track that. One is that the weapon disappears, and once it reappears you can see that you can attack again. But for the secondary ability, because they are working with different cooldowns, so you can do the primary then secondary immediately, and they are on the different cooldowns. Yeah. Okay, also we recently implemented a lot of new weapons and started creating more enemies, and the problem there was that we kind of lost the track of how many weapons and stuff we have already implemented. So for that reason we created the gallery, which I'm gonna show you right now. So basically in the starting screen you can now go to the gallery, and you can get a list of all of the weapons that are implemented, the ones that are locked and are still available to be unlocked in the future, and also the monsters. So the monsters are here having this screen, you can click on them, just see how they look like, a small description. For example, here spider has too few legs to be a spider because it has here only 3 legs. But we are gonna fix that in the future, so this description is not gonna make sense then, but we will make it of course better. Our face, yeah, so we can just check out the monsters here, but we also created an alternative screen for the weapons because we thought it's gonna be difficult to also allow here for the unlocking buttons to exist without cramping too much information in one screen. So now we have this screen here, where you can see here all of the weapons that have been implemented, and you can see which ones you have unlocked and which ones are still locked. Let's say for example the boomerang, and you can unlock it for 20 gems. We have right now 130, and just click it, and if you've seen the previous data binding tutorial, this works exactly in the same way. We have just this data binding set up so that it immediately reflects any changes in the backend, and it was as simple as drag and dropping the UI element into the scene and everything was working immediately. So I'm very happy that this is working. And actually there's still a little bit of work to be done here, like adding here progress bar thingy here and giving a description for each of the primary and secondary abilities of each weapon, but we're pretty sure that this is gonna make the game much more enjoyable, because every time you will have a few gems lying around, you will be like, oh, okay, let me go check if I can unlock something new now. And this is also gonna be giving you a nice feedback on how much progress you have done. And yeah, for this devlog we just wanted to give you a little bit of a update on how we are progressing. And if you want us to make some video about a specific part of the game that we are making, please leave it down in the comments, and we're gonna do our best to give you the way we are doing that behind the scenes, the back end, the front end, all of those nice stuff. So that's it for today. See you around in the next one. Adios.